Welcome to Vast Infoverse, the space for thinkers, doers, and self-growers. Every week, we bring clarity, habits, and life tools that help you evolve one intentional choice at a time. This isn't just content, it's your personal growth launchpad. Let's begin. Have you ever stood in front of a mirror saying, "I am confident" or "I attract success," and wondered, does this actually do anything? You're not alone. In this video, we're diving deep into the science of affirmations to uncover whether they truly work. We'll explore how your brain processes these statements, the emotional and psychological benefits, and how affirmations tie into your health, learning, and growth. You'll discover why some affirmations fall flat while others spark real transformation, and most importantly, how to create your own that actually stick. By the end, you'll walk away with practical tools to train your mind for resilience, self-worth, and lasting change. Whether you're here for mindset, motivation, or a new morning ritual, this is your guide to unlocking the full potential of affirmations. Let's get into it. Affirmations are short, positive statements you repeat to yourself, often daily, to reinforce a belief or behavior you want to embody. At first glance, they might seem like wishful thinking, but in reality, they are mental cues that shape your inner dialogue. Think of them as little scripts you run in your mind, scripts that influence how you feel, how you act, and how you show up in the world. For example, someone who constantly thinks, "I always mess up," eventually lives into that belief. But if that thought is replaced with, "I'm learning from every mistake," the internal tone shifts. Affirmations don't erase hard truths, but they provide a more constructive lens. This isn't about faking confidence, it's about redirecting mental focus toward possibilities instead of limitations. When repeated with intention, affirmations help reshape how you view yourself, and that shift is where change begins. Here's where it gets fascinating. Your brain has a built-in system called neuroplasticity, which means it's always rewiring itself based on what you think and do repeatedly. When you say an affirmation with emotional focus, you're engaging areas of the brain such as the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, connected to self-perception and decision-making. Over time, affirmations activate these circuits the same way habits do. Think about learning to ride a bike. At first, it feels awkward, but repetition builds skill. Affirmations work similarly. They create new neural pathways, helping you respond with more confidence or calmness in situations where you used to panic or freeze. Studies using brain imaging have even shown increased activity in reward centers when people use affirmations tied to their values. The key is consistency and emotional engagement. When you align your affirmations with what truly matters to you, the brain listens and starts to adapt. Enjoyed the video so far? If you have, hit the like and subscribe. It really supports the channel and lets me know you appreciate the content. Don't forget to check out the recommended reading in the description. Let's get back to it. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions, and affirmations can support this growth beautifully. When you say something like, "I can stay calm under pressure," you're not pretending problems don't exist. You're training your nervous system to respond more intentionally. Instead of spiraling in self-doubt or anxiety, affirmations offer a pause. That pause builds emotional regulation. Let's say you're facing criticism. Your default might be to shut down. But if you've been affirming, "Feedback helps me grow," you're more likely to stay open, listen, and process. Over time, this practice strengthens self-awareness, self-compassion, and resilience. It also helps you respond to others with more empathy since you're not caught up in reactive patterns. Think of affirmations as emotional guardrails. They keep you aligned with your highest values even when the road gets rough. When it comes to learning new skills or knowledge, mindset is everything. If your inner voice constantly says, "I'm just not good at this," your brain is less likely to retain and apply information. But when you repeat affirmations such as, "I can learn anything with practice," you reinforce a growth mindset. That's the belief that abilities aren't fixed. They can be developed. This isn't about blind optimism. It's about creating the mental conditions that keep you engaged, curious, and willing to try again. In real life, this could look like a student who replaces test anxiety with, "I'm prepared and I trust myself," or an adult learning a new language who reminds themselves, "Every mistake helps me improve." These aren't magic words. They're reminders that shape effort, persistence, and openness. The more your self-talk supports your learning, the more effective that learning becomes. Your thoughts don't just affect your mind, They impact your body too. Stressful thoughts can trigger a cascade of physical symptoms like headaches, tension, or fatigue. Affirmations can interrupt that stress cycle by calming the nervous system. For example, repeating "I am safe and grounded" signals your body to shift out of fight or flight mode. This lowers cortisol levels and supports overall well-being. Research has shown that affirmations can improve heart rate variability, boost immune function, and even help people recover faster after medical procedures. Beyond the physical, affirmations also support body image, eating habits, and sleep patterns by creating a more compassionate internal voice. Instead of "I hate how I look," saying "I nourish my body with care" leads to healthier choices over time. Health isn't just about what you eat or how you move. It's deeply tied to how you think and speak to yourself daily. The big question: do affirmations actually work? The answer is yes, but only under certain conditions. Research supports their effectiveness when they align with your values and feel somewhat believable. In one study, people who used affirmations tied to their core beliefs showed better performance under pressure. But when affirmations are too far from your current reality, like saying "I love myself" when you're struggling with deep self-criticism, they can backfire and trigger more resistance. The takeaway is this: affirmations aren't one-size-fits-all. They work best when personalized, emotionally resonant, and paired with real-world action. Repeating "I'm financially free" without changing spending habits won't do much. But pairing "I'm learning to manage money wisely" with a budget plan, that's where the shift happens. Science doesn't support magical thinking. It supports intentional repetition, emotional engagement, and aligned effort. The biggest mistake people make with affirmations is using them as a shortcut instead of a practice. They repeat phrases without presence, emotion, or intention, and then wonder why nothing changes. It's like planting seeds without watering them. Affirmations aren't meant to override pain or deny struggle. When they're used to mask discomfort rather than process it, they become toxic positivity. Let's say someone's grieving or anxious and they keep saying, "Everything is perfect." That can feel disorienting and dishonest. A more honest and supportive affirmation might be, "I'm allowed to feel this and still move forward." The key is emotional alignment. Your affirmation should meet you where you are, then gently guide you forward. When affirmations are used to encourage rather than escape, they become tools for growth, not avoidance. Writing effective affirmations starts with clarity. Begin in the present tense as if the change is already happening. For example, instead of saying "I will be confident," say "I am building my confidence every day." The language should feel truthful but slightly aspirational. If it's too far out of reach, add bridging phrases like "I'm open to," "I'm learning," or "I choose." That creates space for growth without triggering disbelief. Focus on how you want to feel rather than just what you want to achieve. Instead of "I earn $1 million," try "I create value and attract abundance with ease." Lastly, include emotion. Saying your affirmation with warmth while looking in the mirror or placing a hand on your chest enhances the connection. A powerful affirmation feels like an invitation, not a demand. Affirmations are most powerful when they become part of your daily rhythm. One easy way to start is by linking them to moments you already have, like brushing your teeth, making coffee, or getting into bed. Say them out loud, write them in a journal, or repeat them silently with a deep breath. Morning is a great time because your mind is more open and less cluttered. Bedtime works well too since you're entering a more reflective state. The key is consistency. You don't need an hour-long ritual. Even 1 or 2 minutes a day done with presence can shift your mindset over time. Some people also like to place sticky notes on mirrors or use phone reminders. The goal is to create gentle nudges that steer your thinking. When affirmations become a daily touchpoint, they start to feel like your natural voice. I once worked with someone who struggled with constant self-doubt. They used to say, "I'm not good enough" anytime something went wrong. So we replaced it with, "I'm learning and growing with every step." At first it felt awkward, but after a few weeks, they started catching themselves before the spiral. Their energy changed, they took more risks. They stopped apologizing for existing. That's what a mindset shift looks like. It's not flashy or overnight. It's subtle, steady progress. Mini wins, like showing up to a workout, speaking up in a meeting, or simply not criticizing yourself immediately, those are signs the affirmations are landing. Success doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers, "Keep going, you're doing better than you think." That quiet shift in belief is where real transformation begins. You've made it this far, and that means something. You're already investing in yourself, your growth, your health, your future. Affirmations are not magic, but they are powerful. They remind you of who you're becoming, even when life gets loud or messy. Your next step is simple. Choose one affirmation that feels true enough to repeat today. Say it slowly, say it like you mean it, let it land. Whether it's, I am enough, I trust my journey, or I choose progress over perfection, let that phrase become a small seed you plant and nurture daily. If this video sparked something in you, consider sharing your affirmation in the comments. Let's grow together, and remember, you're not just saying words, you're shaping the life behind them. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you in the next one.